What's poppin', y'all? It looks like Nav got tore up by a hater because he replied to one of these comments that is, can I say it's scathing? Because he started off by tweeting out randomly on April 5th, and this is after the release of his newest album, On My Way to Rexdale. Rexdale is an area in the greater Toronto area, I think. They call it GTA. I don't know if it's specifically in Toronto. I'm no expert. I haven't been to Canada yet. I will likely go there this year, though. Short trip. Might go Montreal. But this isn't about me. This is about Nav. Y'all are like, get back on topic. Yes. So he tweets out, Nav hate is officially forced. Laughing, and then dance emoji. And this is 12:13 a.m. Okay? This is why this makes it so funny. And then he replies to someone with a video clip of their own music playing. And he says, laughing emoji 4 times. And the reply is the following. Nav, the most pointless, aimless, vanilla, cookie cutter, bland, soulless artist we might have ever seen in rap. He is the void personified, a walking, talking vacuum. And this was in response to a post that put up Nav drops the visuals to Burbs, shot in India, music video that he recently released. And yeah, Nav's response was to this. I know for a fact that this comment cut Nav so deep for him to reply to this. Because when you're an artist, when you're anybody with some semblance of clout, someone drop, and keep in mind, this person did not reply to a Nav tweet. He was not in Nav's replies. He was not in Nav's quote tweets. He quote tweeted a page that posts stuff like this. So I will say this is respectful hating. Hey, you're hating on your own page. There's levels to this hate and stuff. If you're hating on someone's own comment section or replying to their tweets or quote tweeting them, then you're beyond, your levels of hate are like SSJ4. Now SSJ4 is a bit forgettable. Right, like they turn into half monkeys with the long tails and Dragon Ball GT. Don't even get me started on GT, that garbage. Most forgettable thing ever. Almost as forgettable as The Walking Dead after that episode with Negan and the barbed wire wrapped around his baseball bat. But I will say, I've seen comments like this. Everyone's gotten a comment that makes anything and is like, damn, shoosh, that one hurt a little bit. Unless you've got such a insane ego, which, do I have an insane ego? Possibly. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten a comment that really, really hurt. But I will say that this has a point, and I was the biggest Nav hater in 2018. I listened to this song Burbs. It's actually pretty good in comparison to if you were here 2017, 2018 when Nav was first getting on and people were hyping him up, like all 2 of you that are watching right now that were here back then, you would know I was a bona fide Nav hater. I think I put Nav at top 5 worst rappers of all time. It was just, this comment is exactly what I felt about Nav. Now, I don't feel that way anymore. And I think Nav has developed a lot, not just musically, but on his own in terms of like himself. And part of what did that for him was shrooms, so he claims. Now, I'm not endorsing this. I'm not endorsing no psychedelics. I'm not endorsing weed, alcohol, gambling, none of that. I don't do no shrooms. But I'm going to play you guys this clip where he reunited with academics and talks about how shrooms assisted him. So this is the first part of the clip.
At what point did you kind of feel like, damn, it's almost like writer's block in a way, where it's like, damn, I feel like, okay, but it's not feeling like I'm doing something crazier than what I've done before. When did you get to that point that maybe the shrooms helped you with?
It's like when you first come in the game, you're pure, you know what I mean? Like you're making music because you're having fun, you're loving it, and then the money comes in. Then you start thinking about money when it comes to music. Then the fame comes in, then people start acting weird around you. Then you become focused on all these other elements instead of the music, because they all new elements just keep coming in. And then with the shroom shit, it's just like when I was 18, I had a friend who kids used to call him like a weirdo and and we did a shroom trip, and I had a terrible time and he was having a good time because he was always been himself. So it really bothered me, you know what I mean? I was trying to chill in the hood, be like tough guy, whatever, and it just broke me down. And then I graduated high school. A lot of my friends didn't graduate high school, and I fucking did an extra year of high school. It was embarrassing as shit. I did that, went to a studio program, all off that one trip of shrooms. It like triggered me like something's wrong. Then now I'm older now, and I got all this money and I'm successful. So one of my rich buddies, Mike, he brought me to new bars, and I'm like scared to do it because I had a bad trip. But I'm like, you know what? Everything's good. I'll probably be good, right? Bro, I took that shit, bro. I'm walking around my crib looking at my stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? These are all my shoes. Like, I look at the mirror. I'm like, yo, I'm that.
Like
what the fuck? I look at like everything like I just got it. Like I look at my penthouse. I'm like, what the fuck? This is my shit. I'm tripping. I appreciate my studio equipment way more. I'm making way more beats. It's just crazy.
And then after that, he he talks about the positive effects that it had on him as well.
You can tell, right?
Yeah, you look happy, you look jovial, look like you don't have something kind of like bothering you. Were you ever like depressed?
Hell yeah. I mean, everybody's been, you know what I mean? For me, it's like a lot of it was like self-doubt, getting a lot of rejection in the game because of my race, you know what I mean? It's not easy for people to accept me talking like the way I talk and the way I look.
You brought the brown boys in though.
Yeah, and like fuck
but
it.
of course you're gonna go through hurdles. That's
yeah,
what comes
fuck it though. But we done jumped over them, ran right through them. So we're here to stay.
So there you go. In this interview, you see that Nav was so different from before. He even apologized to academics and said, man, I was just tripping when I went off on you, and I was just in a bad space mentally that entire time. And I think one of the most important things that Nav was vulnerable about here is that he was trying to put on this persona that wasn't him, and that he struggled with his identity within hip-hop. Like, he's beyond a minority. He's a one of one. And this is why I think it was dope that he did this video in India, although I think it would have been cooler if he did it earlier. And I think this is an example of Nav being somebody that not only suffers, but also, I would say this is just suffering for being first, because Hanumankind, the guy that dropped the music video last year where he's rapping, people are like, yo, this guy sounds like he's taking this Houston style, this and that, it's not original. It went viral globally. And that music video was filmed in India. The guy was split time, I think, between Houston and India throughout his life. He was raised Indian, but he sounds American. Well, yes, he was raised Indian culture is what I'm saying, not he was raised in India. And this was the first rapper to blow up. And I made a video about this. I will see if I can link it in the pinned comment. I usually fail at this, but I'll see. Maybe we have a miracle on our hands. I'll link it in the pinned comment where I said it was such an amazing feat because Nav got on by hiding his identity. And this is where I think Nav did it smart. Like, if Nav acting the way that he does, looking the way that he does, and I'm not saying the guy that looks weird or anything, but just like an Indian guy, can you envision seeing music videos of that and the music and wanting him to blow up or supporting him? I'm going to be honest and say, no, you wouldn't have. Many of you are liars because you're not able to look at it from an honest perspective. So Nav hid his face. He hid his identity for a long while until he got on. And I think he needed to do that. And once you're on, you're on. And I've talked about this before. But he was first and he pioneered it. Now Hanumankind comes after. And then Hanumankind does the music video in India first. And I think this allowed Nav to finally be like, okay, I'm going to tap into India and really mess with it. Also, I think Nav is more of a Canadian Indian where he wasn't the kid that was going back and forth to India frequently to see family. So that's potentially another reason why he didn't record a music video there earlier. But another Indian, South Asian individual on Twitter replied and said how much Nav meant to him. And for example, Neon is an example. So I'm going to play you guys a clip of Neon and Nav together. Neon, I don't know if he's Pakistani or Indian, but you guys know like that was all India at one point. Similar cultures. So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
You got a lot of fucking bangers, bro. I could keep
going. You have me in deep thought right now, bro.
That ass?
For real, I'm like, damn, bro, I really came a long way, man.
Fuck yeah. Got nothing, no,
These beats are crazy.
No, they are.
When that beat just kicked in, I was like, whoa. Like, what kick drum was that I was using?
So you could see how much that meant to Neon. And then you've got another guy that says, as a 14-year-old teenage brown boy, seeing a Punjabi guy like Nav making waves, working with Travis in The Weeknd, creating a real name for himself was one of the coolest things I got to witness growing up. Never really got to see anyone else that looked like me do something like he did. I'm glad he's getting his flowers. And this is the thing, like Nav is huge in this community because that's all they have to identify with. And I think that insecurity of that old Nav bubbled up to the surface when he replied to this one hater or fan. And I'm here to say, as a former, I retired my jacket. It's like up there in the rafters, my jersey. They retired my jersey from hating Nav. I think I retired it when Turks came out. Yeah, immediately when Turks came out, I said, all right, I got to put this, I'm going to hang this thing up because ain't no way I'm going to hate on Turks. And yeah, I think it was the leaked version or the snippet. When that came out, I was like, yo, it's over with. The haters. Now, I'm not listening to Nav albums like that. I do need to listen to On My Way to Rexdale because a friend that I mess with that also, I wouldn't say he was a Nav hater, but didn't mess with Nav's music, told me it's good. So I do need to check out that project. So I'm not co-signing that project yet. There will be another Nav video where I will likely talk about my thoughts on the album because I have some things to also talk about on the album sales. But this was mainly a video about Nav getting pulled out of his position. Like, there's no reason to reply to this person. There are people in the comments saying, oh, this guy's music is actually good. You're just sending your haters in his direction. Like, Nav, he's accomplished. There's no brown, Indian, whatever you want to call it, rapper that's accomplished a fraction of what Nav has been able to do as a producer as well. And it's way more difficult as a rapper. So for him being the pioneer, I understand why there was so much pressure on him, maybe pressure to act a certain way, to say certain things, to not say certain things. And he handled it well. Like, sure, there were funny moments where we make fun of Nav, where it's like, yo, why aren't people noticing me? That funny double XL. I don't know if it was a double XL or a complex excerpt, but we got the vibe that Nav felt like he needed to be noticed. And when he did that interview with Academics, it seemed like, I guess, the shrooms assisted him in that shift in mindset where he's like, yo, I don't need to be anything that I'm not. I'm already here, and I've already been here for like 7-8 years. I'm not going anywhere. My fans are here. My numbers are a little bit shaky, and let's hope that they keep doing what they're doing to them. But the guy's made his stamp, and we have to give him credit for that. So it was unfortunate a little bit to see him get this brought out of him, but this happens to every rapper in just a different degree. This time they just like punctured Nav like, whew, right in the heart. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And on your screen in the pinned comment should be the video where I talk about how impressive it was. Like, Hanumankind, why I think he's more impressive than Nav, although Nav laid the building blocks for him to be able to do what he did.